So can we marry for love? Is love enough to make marriage work?
Love actually is an ingredient to marriage.
Oh.
In that, you know, it's this love that made you get together.
Yes.
But the only thing that we have, the only challenge we have with love is that it's so special and very important in marriage. Because, you know, when you love one another, if I may go back to the word of God, because we are talking about godly, you know, godly marriage. Now we have come to the godly courtship, we are now getting into godly marriage. So you will realize that the aspects of love, even in the Bible, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, states clearly, you know, love never fails. It never keeps records of wrongs. And many other things it has mentioned about love. And if we are able to apply this in marriage, it will really, our marriages will start. The only challenge we have with love is that, you know, love gets challenged by so many things. You know, it's like conditional. You know, some people have that conditional love. That, you know, you can prove that this person loves you when he does or she does 1, 2, 3. So if it is not done, you see like love is not there. You know, it's like love is qualified by actions. Even the word of God tells us that we cannot just claim to love God and yet we don't have deeds. So love must be accompanied by good deeds. And that is what we expect in marriage. When we get married, we want the other person to do good things to us. And that is why you find that if somebody comes to you, you know, like when we do marriage counseling, I call it post-marital counseling, or when people are already in marriage. You know, when we do it, you find that when somebody comes to you, they always talk of things that proves that this person does not love them. And they feel like, how can I stay with somebody that I don't love?
If he loves me, why
does he do this?
Yes.
Yeah? How can he do this and the other to me if he loves me? You know, you look at those things. But in actual fact, love is a very important ingredient in marriage. But it really gets cherished. You know, when many other things come over, they tend to cover the marriage. And I always relate it with like those heavy metals you used to learn in chemistry, where we are saying that when you put them in water, they'll sink. They'll get down there. Yeah? And when they get down there, you cannot see them, probably. And, you know, the other things come up and they cover love. You know, maybe like you are angry. You know, when anger comes, you don't see that love. And we see now anger can escalate and leads even to violence. And that's why we are having violence in marriage. And you really wonder, how can this person that I love,
someone that loved me so
how can he slap me?
Yes.
How can he do this and the other to me? Yeah?
Does that mean that that person does not love you?
You see, now those are they are challenging the love. Because it can easily be cherished. But if issues are dealt with, no, we normally say that, you know, in marriage, there are many problems. Of course, there are. I have faced a lot in the 30 years. You see?
I can imagine.
But, you know, the problems are not the problems. The problem is, how do you solve that problem when it comes? You see? And the best way to solve them is dealing with them when it comes. And people have different ways of dealing with problems.
What of that person that loves me because I am beautiful, loves me because I have a good career, loves me because I'm from a very good family, loves me because when I sing out there, the angels come down.
The presence of God. The presence of God. Yes.
And he loves me because I'm out there. I am able to make him famous and all that.
Yeah.
What of that person that loves me because of those things?
Actually, that is a new problem. Because, you know, when you attach again love with the qualities of a person, maybe the appearance of a person.
I love him because he's the
You see,
minister.
well, let me give you an example. Yeah, you see, like now you look young, you are quite beautiful, isn't it? You know, maybe your hair is so good.
He loves my.
Yes, and it looks. Actually, mine was like that when I was young, like you. When I was getting married, very long, beautiful. I would just have it, you know, at this head.
Yes.
But you see, if my husband loved me because of that hair, now it's a great challenge.
Wow.
Because it is full of gray hair. If I comb it the way you have done it, I have to apply some dye to make it look the way it was.
Yes.
You see, physical qualities fades away. They change.
Yes.
For example, you know, you may be quite slim, the size that maybe the person, when he looked at you, loved you because you are maybe size 8.
4 kids down the line.
4 kids down the line, let me tell you, you will become, you know, shapeless.
Yes.
You know, you look at you and wonder, is this a beautiful, beautiful girl that I really love?
So if he was attracted to me because of my beauty, or,
Yes.
or I was attracted to him because of his job, his career.
Yes, the career can be challenged. It may not be there. We have seen it in that the time of COVID. Yeah. Where people have lost their jobs, even great jobs, they're earning a lot of money. Now they don't have the money. So you see, some people will get charity. In fact, I was looking at the statistics of divorce yesterday, and I noted that from 2019, the divorce rate was 10% in Kenya. But in last year, 2021, it had gone up to 40%. So when I looked at
10%,
from 10%
up 30%.
to that 40%,
Yes,
40%
it's up
by yesterday,
30,
it's up by 30. Yes, it's up by 30%. And when I looked at it, I noted there could be so many factors that is leading to that, and some of them were mentioned. But the point is, yeah, you see, that time when people had those good jobs, maybe in the companies, for example, maybe it was a tour company where they were earning a lot of money. There are no, you know, tourists coming, you know, maybe it's a hotel, a big hotel earning billions, no money coming in.
DJ.
You see, if you loved this person because of that money, definitely you just part ways. Yeah. But when you realize that this is just part of life, that money can be there, at times it's not there, you will move on, you know, and wait upon God to bring in this money. Yeah. So you should not love the person because of who he is, not what he has.
Oh, that's good. Repeat that again.
So let me repeat it again.
Yes.
That love the person because of who the person is, not because of what he has. Because what he has now, he may not have it tomorrow. Yeah, he could be very healthy now, serving you so well. Tomorrow he may be sick, or she may be sick. You may be nursing the person. Maybe the person is working very well, very strong, moving here and there, doing all that they can to serve you. And all of a sudden, maybe a sickness comes in, and maybe the person is paralyzed, cannot move. Are you going to leave this person? Because if you love the person because of who they are, then you will still move on. Yes.
Wow. Such an inspiring.
Yes.
But anyway, apart from us knowing that love is an ingredient in that marriage,
Yes.
because most people feel or think that love is now the main thing in marriage. So you've said it's an ingredient.
It's an ingredient.
There are so many other things. There are so many other forces that are required for marriage to start. And marriage
yes.
to work. What are the challenges, or what brings conflict in marriages?
Yes, there are so many sources of conflict. One, conflicts are not that bad. Let me just put it that way. You know, the word conflict many times sounds like it's so bad or very negative.
Yes.
But in actual fact, conflict is simply a disagreement.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
When you disagree on issues, which normally happens in marriage, and they have to happen because you are so different. The way you think is different from the way your spouse thinks.
Yes.
You see? The way you see things is so different from the way your spouse sees them. What you like or loves is different from what the other person loves. So you are bound to disagree. And when you disagree, then there are issues of conflict. For example, issues of money. You know, people conflict over money so much.
Yes.
One, how you spend the money.
Yes.
And you see, there are those people who are very good spenders
Yes.
of money. And there are those people who are very good at, looking for money. So if you are the person who waits for somebody to earn, and then you are there spending, then you are bound to have a lot of problems. And maybe the spending may not be so bad. There are people who are maybe generally generous. So they'll just buy things for people, and maybe you feel like, now instead of spending it that way, why don't we buy something? Why don't we do this and that in the family? So you are bound to have conflicts. But if you are able to sit down and look at what are our priorities in the family, what do we need to do? How can we grow our family financially,
And save.
and save at the same time? We need to invest for tomorrow. Yeah? Maybe some are very good at that, others are not very good. You know, there is an exercise I normally give people when they are doing, when I'm doing premarital counseling, yeah? And I normally, it's like an exercise they do together. I'll give each a paper and ask them to fill in. For example, those differences that comes are between the two. Like maybe how you spend your time, how you spend the money. So if you are very good spender, you put at the fire. It's like a scale. Maybe you are very good, you can put at 9, 8. The other one finds that maybe it's at 2. So again, maybe the way you spend the time, that is also another conflict. There are those people, they are never in the house. They want to move, they want to go there, they want, staying in the house is, are you, bother to them?
Yes.
Yeah?
They
want
cannot
to
stay there for
They can't
30
stay there. And maybe the other one wants to be in the house.
Yes.
You are doing this, you are doing the other, you are busy there. You are not an outgoing person, you are an in person. You see, all those can bring a lot of conflicts. And then something that people don't look at even when they are courting and before they get into marriage is the family background, where you come from. You see? We are a product of where we have been brought up. Yeah? We are. And we come in to marriage carrying a lot of baggage from our families.
Yes.
Maybe in our families,
Bringing.
the way maybe we solve the problems in our families, some people were solving problems through fighting.
Yes.
When your mother and your father disagree, they fight.
Mangumi is in a
Yeah, magumi. So when you get into marriage,
Yes.
you really, others it's, words, you talk so many words and all that. Others, they just keep quiet, So you come along with those baggage in marriage.
And
So
download them.
and download them there. And that's why you find people, when they are living today, say, kwetu hatukuwa tunafanya hivyo. Unaona? Mama wangu hakuwa anafanya hivyo, babagu hakuwa anafanya. All those things, we come with them. And those can really cause a lot of conflict. Unasikia vibaya akitaja mamake. Ati even my mother was not cooking like this. She used to cook this and that. And of course, there's sometimes the anger may overshadow the love. And you may find yourself, conflicting over it. Say, mimi siyo mamako. Unaona? So, problems comes. But the point is, conflicts need to be sorted out.
You said that
Who's
conflicts are not bad.
They're not that bad. The only problem is, how do you handle them? Because they are obviously there. They are there. There is no way that you can live without conflict. Ni kama vile Wakikuyu wanasema, when you put two axes in one basket, they have to keep colliding. The same thing with the people. But it matters how you handle them. No. Because if you handle the conflict well, when you understand this person is totally different from you. You know, and not only the background, you know, even the makeup. The makeup of a woman and the makeup of a man are two different things. You know, there is this person who has written a book. He says that men are from Venus, women are from Mars. It's like they are from different planets. Yes. What does that mean? You are so different. But when you come together, you need to sort out your differences. Let him understand, you know, who you are and where you are coming from, where you have been socialized. You know, even the schools that we go to, they also socialize. We get socialized there. The colleges that we attend, you know, all those places, they make us. So, unless you understand now, you are getting life to a different person and you are supposed to live together, then you will be in real problems.
Now, there's someone probably in their first year or second year of marriage and is watching you and wondering, hey, because from certain questioners I've gotten from my viewers is that some of them in their first year of marriage or second year of marriage, that is where conflicts begin. Why is that so?
The reason is, you know, in the first year and the second year, and some people even say the first 7 years of marriage are the most difficult, it's because this is the time you are learning the other person.
So courtship is not enough to learn?
No. Courtship is actually...
because we expect that
you know why?
This person is in courtship. When we get into marriage now...
Yeah, okay. Let me leave about courtship. You know, even in marriage, regardless of the number of years you live, you learn about the other person every single day. Yes. I tell you, you will never learn enough about your spouse. Because, you know, there's something that I was reading somewhere that sounded very strange or good. And made me understand some things that, you know, when you look at the person, for example, when I look at you, Helen, you know, there is what the picture that comes into my mind, isn't it? Yeah? True. So when you are even getting married to that person, you are not just one person. You are many persons in one. Yes. Because there is that person that, that I think, for example, the spouse thinks this lady is like this, or this woman or this husband is like this. She'll be like this, you see? And there is that person that other people think you are. Or they know you. You know, there are those people who know you in a different way. And there is the real you. The real Helen. You see? So when you get married, you are like 3 in 1. So when you are in marriage, it's so different from the courtship. Why? You know, in the courtship, you are dating, you are telling one another, oh, let's meet for a cup of coffee or somewhere, I do this. You can't learn many things. Some even meet to plan for the wedding, you know, see? But they don't really learn much. Wait till you get into marriage. When you are taken to that home of your husband, you know, they see a beautiful lady and they'll say, wow. You know, when I was getting married, one of the relatives of my husband said, hey, ulipata who you are. You know, they thought she's so beautiful, but they were seeing my physical, you know. They didn't see my heart. They didn't know my character, you know. You know, and I'm going to be at the day of the wedding. You know, those kind of things. And so, when you get married, you are discovering the person, you know, one in one way or the other. That's the time you are even sleeping together. You discover things, even we talked about godly courtship, where you did not even spend a night somewhere.
Yes, no.
You realize this person snores at night, you never sleep.
Yes.
Yeah?
In the morning.
In the morning, you even if the mouth is smelling, yeah. But when you are in a courtship, you are really, yourself figuring out and all that. You didn't really expose yourself fully.
Yes.
Some would even borrow clothes. You come when you are very smart in a suit. When you get married, you are even asking the person, yeah, na ile suit ulikuwa umevaa siku ile, ilienda wapi? Ajuni ya kuomba. You see? So, there are those things. You are now yourself. This is the person who you see even when you are very broke. In courtship, you can even borrow some money. Hata kama ni kufurisa. Umununulie kahawa. Umununulie lunch. Ile anataka. You see? But when you get into marriage, when you are broke, you are there.
Kwanza wana upendo. Nilivyoingia ni wakarimu sana.
High Step Media Production, okay.
Wakarimu. Na kama ni wakarimu ndio maana tumefika hapa tumefika.
Amen.
Haungekuwa wakarimu nafikiria tumefika hapa. Pia wana moyo mkubwa.
Ya kusaidia ndio.
Wana moyo mkubwa pia ya kuelewa watu.
Ndio.
Na kutembea na watu.
Ndio.
That is why we are here.
Wow.
Kwa sababu ya hiyo moyo wao mkubwa na ukarimu wao na viwango za kuelewa.
Wow.
So hiyo ni moja nimeona. Na pia upendo. Na pia baada nje ya upendo pia watafutaji. So ndio hivyo. Na sasa, muda ukifika kama Mungu anafungua milango ya kazi mnafanya kusudi muinuane mfanye usilale.
Wewe kuja
tu.
You are looking forward to do a audio, a video. These guys are wonderful. Wanafanya kazi nzuri sana. Unakuja wanakuundia audio nzuri na video nzuri ambayo ni quality.
Hata wewe kama uko na music, jaribu kuja hapa High Step Media. Wanafanya kazi nzuri sana. Kazi yao ni safi kabisa.
This is High Step Media Production. So you wanna record, you just come in the area of Rosters and come here. They will record you. So when
umeshaingia High Step Media?
Yeah, nimeingia. Nimeshaingia.
Pokelewa namna gani?
Nilipokelewa vizuri, they are very patient. Na nilirecord nyimbo yangu kama niko very relaxed kwa sababu ni watu wanajali. Wanajali kwanza uko sawa? Kama siko sawa, tulia.
High Step Media imekuwa baraka kwa waimbaji wengi, imekuwa msaada kwa vichipukizi vya waimbaji ambao vimetokea. Ninawakaribisha nini ambao muna maono ya kuimba. Karibu sana.
High Step, you know this is the name of the studio. High Step Media Production. So come to High Step Media Production. You never know, you can be a star of tomorrow.
High Step Media. Yes, before we took a break, we were on issues marriage and love in the marriage, and also why we are supposed to love our spouse, how far we've gotten into marriage, and conflict is good. I've learned that today, that conflict is good. It is not necessarily bad, because it helps you also grow and get to know each other and also grow in marriage. Yes. Today I want to ask this, because if I don't ask this itakuwa mbaya zaidi.
Yeah.
There's someone probably out there, our viewer watching this show, and is single.
Yes.
Single by the fact that probably amefikisha miaka 30 years down the line, 35, 40, and they're not married.
Yes.
And the dream of a marriage seems very far away and beyond their reach. Maybe someone lost their husband,
yes,
or a wife, or someone is divorced, and they're trying to rebuild themselves. What advice would you give, or what encouragement would you give those people out there longing for marriage and they're not yet there for one reason or the other? Yes.
Okay. There are those people. In fact, these days we have so many singles. We have those singles who are single by choice. There are those who are single because they have liked somebody. There are those that are single because of misfortune. There are those singles, but they are waiting, they are expecting, you know, to get somebody. I would want to say that, you know, being single is a state. It's a state of life. It's just like, you know, even those who are married, they were single once and they can be single. You see?
That's deep.
They are single, they were single one time and they can still be single. Because they can lose their spouses, like it's happening and it's a natural thing to happen. And that is why even the Bible talks about it. But it is always good to love the state you are in,
Yes.
and be happy in that state.
And comfortable.
And comfortable in that state. Because being single can change. It's a state that can change. We see even some people, even at 50, they are getting spouses. Maybe somebody who lost a husband or lost a wife, and they are really looking for somebody they can live together. So you should, if you take it, it's not like, you know, a condition. It's a state of being, you know, you can really change at one time. But those who are single by choice, so they are not looking for somebody, so it means they need to be satisfied in that state. If you are married, it is good to be satisfied in that state. Because again, there are those who are married, but they live like they are not. Yeah? They want to be like singles. You see, like these newly married people, women, and also maybe men, many women, some don't want to be identified with the married. Yeah? They are really taking time. What does that mean? They have not really accepted the state they are in. So it is very, very important to know that, you know, a state can change. Yeah? And nobody should boast of being in a particular state. A married person should not feel like you are more complete than the single, because you can also join that group.
That is very powerful.
You see?
Actually, viewer, I'm learning. Thank you so much for being on the show today. Oh my God, that is, that is powerful. You can be married today.
Yes.
And tomorrow you're single. You can be single today and married tomorrow.
Yes.
So whichever state you are in, you must be comfortable in that state. And don't be too proud,
Yes.
too arrogant. I've seen people insulting single mothers.
Yeah.
I've seen people insulting people who are not in relationships or in marriages. And they're saying very bad and mean words. Some are even cyberbullying other people because of their state. Remember, it is a state.
Yes.
It can change anytime. And you who is feeling so comfortable in that marriage, so comfortable in that relationship, and looking down on other people, just know that that state can change.
Yes.
Put yourself in the next person's shoe.
Yes.
And think, if I was in that shoe and someone looked down on me, if today I lost my husband,
Yes.
or I was divorced and became a single mother, how would I feel if someone talked down on me or looked down on me? So let us be mindful, let us be filled with love for Christ and for the other, so that we don't break each other's hearts, and also look down on people and make them feel like they have low self-esteem. Thank you so much, woman of God, for that, for those beautiful words. Because I've not had someone say that before. Maybe I don't watch a lot, but I don't think I've had anyone put it the way you've put it.
Thank you.
It's really, it has really touched my heart and made me realize that I can be in this state today. I might be single today.
Yes.
And tomorrow there is someone for me.
Yes.
So I have to be comfortable where I am,
Yeah.
so that God can take me where He wants me to be. Wow, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
So, you said you have 4 kids, yes?
Yes. And 3 grandchildren.
And 3 grandchildren.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, are you married or you're dating? Do you even have plans of ever getting married? Or you are single by choice? Join me, Helen Kibali, on The Bond Show
on YouTube channel High Step TV as we dive deep into matters relationships, marriage, and parenting, and how these bonds affect our relationship with God. Let us learn together on ways we can improve and build strong, healthy relationships in the right foundation.
The Bond Show. Beautiful people, godly bonds.
And also, she has said a very important thing, that know your state, define your state. If you are single and you are optimistic and you are hopeful that tomorrow you want to get married, define your state. Tell God that you want to get married, and He will surely fulfill the desires of your heart. Because also the Bible says that there is no daughter of Zion that will go without a husband. So God has made a man for you, and He has a husband for you.
Yeah.
If you are single by choice, be comfortable in that state. Don't go spoiling other people's marriages. Don't go moving out with other people's husbands. Be happy in that state. If you're single by choice and you're happy in that state and you're doing it in a godly way, Paul said that if you don't feel like you want to get married, you can stay like that. Sindio Reverend.
Yes.
So be comfortable in that state, and also watch your ways. Let it be godly. If you're married, hold on to that marriage. Marriage works, and be mindful of your partner, of your sister, because tomorrow it can be you in that state. Asante sana sana sana. I feel like I've learned a lot. I feel like you are truly inspiring. We'll have you another time if you'll allow us in the show. We want to have you so many times. I think hata tutahamia huku kwako. And she has, by the way, an amazing home. She has a very beautiful home. You said you have 4 kids?
4 kids and 3 grandchildren.
And 3 grandchildren.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes. 3 biological ones.
Yes.
1 foster.
Yes.
He's now in Form 4.
Wow.
The one that you finished in December.
Wow.
Yes, the foster. The others, the first one is married, has 2 daughters. The daughter is a second born, is married with 1 son. So I'm a proud grandmother of 3. And the last one is in the university. And we're glad. We thank God for the fact that He has taken us here. Yes.
Now, what are the challenges? How are you able to balance between ministry? Of course, you're a woman of God, and we thank God for that. How are you able to balance between ministry, your career, and also parenting?
Yeah, that one is a challenge. But, you know, when you understand yourself and your calling, it's also easy to balance. For example, when I'm working, I am giving myself towards the working and giving it the best. When I come to my family, I realize now this is time for my family. I love my family, just like I have dealt with the family issues. I love my family, I love my children, I love my husband. No, I love everyone that I stay with in my family. And for sure, I'm a person with so many people coming in to stay with us. Even when my children are gone to their homes, there is always somebody staying with us. And I really feel that they are part of it. So when I'm doing the family work, I give myself to that work, you know, the family work, and I do it to my best. Yes.
Because our show tackles on parenting, and I feel that now, according to statistics, I saw that nowadays parents are more present in their children's life and education as compared to earlier days, where parents now, especially the men, were out there looking for money, and the woman is left home taking care of the kids, and not even enough time to handle all the kids.
Yes.
But there is someone out there, there is a person out there, a woman or a man out there with kids, and she's a Christian or a non-Christian, and feeling that these kids are a handful. These kids, their behavior is not good. They're embarrassing me in church. They're embarrassing me in school. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle them. It's becoming a load on my back. I'm slipping into depression because now, of course, every parent would want the best for their kids. But if your kid is a pain for you, is a thorn, every time you're in presence of people, you're being criticized, what would you tell that parent? Does it mean that they're not doing a good job on their parenting? They do not bring up their kids the way other people have brought their kids? What would you tell them?
Yeah, actually what you're saying is the reality of the matter. Currently, we are really having a lot of issues with our children. We are actually, as parents, worried when the kids are going to school. Not like those days, our days when maybe if children behaved at home, they are being told, oh, you're about to go to school. We are longing for time to open to go to school. Right now, we are worried because we are wondering what is going to happen to them when they are in school. But I want to encourage those that are really having those issues and they are really disturbing. For example, you know, the issues of drugs, that has really eaten up the parents. And we are really wondering, where did I go wrong? What had really happened? But I want to encourage that parent, that it is not your fault. Yeah? You know, that is why the Word of God tells us to train a child in the way they should go, so that when they are grown up, they will not turn away from those ways. You see, when I look at it, I really see that, you know, there is that time of training a child. And there are those times when the child is very close to you, when the child is at home, when the child is young, you can tell the child, let's go to the church. And they'll go there and they participate and they do other things. Then the child grows to another stage of growth, adolescence. You can't beat them. You cannot tell them. They think they know more than you do. This is the time when they discover things. Yeah, they're out of your hands. They feel like you have nothing. So every time you're arguing, you are not seeing their point. But let me tell you, when the Bible says, when they grow up, you know, this time they have not grown. They are still growing. The teenage, which is very, very, you know, disturbing, whereby you want their children to behave this way, they are behaving differently. For example, one time I saw our children in that stage, when they were growing up, we used to go to church a bit far, and we would use the car. They delay in the house. They don't want to get into the car. You don't want to get late because you are a minister. But the moment you get to church, they are already there. They even get there before you. But they don't want to go together with you. You see? There is that, you know, that stage. And we need to understand that stage because they are discovering. The only way we can come in as parents, let's tell them, yes, you want to go for this. But be careful. Yeah? Be careful, because this is a stage where you can get involved in, you know, issues maybe of drugs. You can discover many things. You can involve yourselves in, you know, those things. But let me tell you, when these kids grow up, when they get into their families, when they get their homes, they are very easy to deal with. And you see them coming back. They remember, you know, I learned this from when I was home. Even if maybe they may have ran away, even if they may have misbehaved, God is faithful and He's true to His word. He will always bring them back. You see them even getting into the church again. You see them even, you know, doing, you know, being involved in the church work.
So we should pray for them.
Praying for them is every other time, even when we are with them, when they are growing up, when they are getting into their families. We really need to pray for them. We need to bless them. Let us not curse them, because as parents at times we curse our children. We tell them, I don't even know where you came from. You see? You will not end up being anybody. You know, those kind of words. And you know, words normally build. We need to see them coming back, even if they are in drugs, which is a real problem. It is causing problems in school. It's even causing problems at home. It's a real problem. But God is able to bring them back. We have seen some, getting there. One time I witnessed a young boy testifying, and he was so much involved in drugs, and also got into a group of gangs, and he was really bad. And one time, his gang members, because he was so small, he said he's the one who was carrying the guns. When they are getting maybe into a vehicle to terrorize people, he's in a uniform. He puts on uniform like a schoolboy. Then he carries the guns with a bag, like the one he carries books to school. And one time, all the gangmen were killed. So I just heard this boy testifying in a school. And when they were all killed, he remembered he was saved. God saved him. And he remembered the prayers that the mother was praying for him. And he was saying, if it were not for those prayers, I would have been killed with the others. The others were older, they were just using him as a young boy. And he got transformed. He changed his life. And now he was going testifying to the young people. Don't get yourself into these issues. So it is very, very important to pray for them. Yeah? Let's not get tired of praying for them, because God can change them. God can transform them. At times we get annoyed with them. We can, say many things, but let us restrain ourselves. Let us train them, as the Bible says, in the ways of God. Tell them, even if you are like this today, I know God will get you back to the right ways. Don't blame yourself. The problem is that we are really blaming ourselves.
And thinking that we've not done a good job.
We have not done a good job. Yeah? Look back and see the work you have done. And even when they think you are not doing a good job, continue praying for them. Yeah? Continue speaking great words for them. Telling them you will make it. Yeah? You are destined for greatness. Yeah? You have the seed of greatness in you. It doesn't matter how things are now, but you have the seed of greatness. And God will do it.
Amen.
Because even those who look so good, it's not your effort.
Yes.
Actually, it has taken the hand of God.
We truly cannot.
We can't truly say we are the best parents. Because again, at times we parent our children the way we were parented at home. Or we even say that I don't want to bring up my children the way I was brought up. So we are also failing in a way as parents, whereby you feel like you can give because you never got enough. You can now give your child everything they want. And they end up becoming, spoiled. So we need to know that, giving them everything they need is not really the real parenting. Yes.
Wow. So if you're out there and you feel like you're not doing a good job, hey, please give yourself credit. You're doing an amazing job as a parent. You are a good parent. It is not your fault that that kid is behaving the way he's behaving. If for sure you've brought them up, teaching them good manners, teaching them the way of the Lord, don't lose hope. There's power in prayer. Pray for them, and God is going to transform them. God is going to do good to them, and speak life to your child. Don't, even if they're, I know sometimes in anger we can say words or things that we do not mean. There's power in prayer. Pray for them, and God is going to transform them. God is going to do good to them, and speak life to your child. Don't, even if they're, I know sometimes in anger we can say words or things that we do not mean, but restrict yourself from doing that. Speak life. Speak prosperity for your kids. Don't curse them in anger. Just speak life for them, and God is going to do well for them. Thank you so much, Reverend. I feel privileged today to have you on the show, and we are so blessed. And I believe that our viewer, you would want to have Reverend Joyce come here again and again, because she's shedding a lot of light on the things that we feel are a bit confusing for us or have been a burden. I feel like I'm light, yes, because I've learned a lot, and I can take this home and know that it is going to push me for a while. Before we end the show, I'd also want to put this question across to you. that for a person who is not married and is looking forward to getting married, and at the age of 40, as I said, or 45 or 50, and of course maybe relatives have counted and they're even tired of waiting for that person to get married, and the society is looking when it was senior bachelors and bachelorettes, and society can be so mean to these people. Please encourage that soul that is feeling like they want to lose hope or they want to give up and feeling like God bado hajawaona that side. Please encourage them.
Actually there are those who are there out there, and for sure it's not a very comfortable thing. But one thing I would like to tell them is that there is still hope. God is still there for them. God never gives up. But it is also very important to let the Lord know your needs. Let Him know the desires of your heart. Because you could be there, you are not very sure what you want, or even you speak words. You say, mi hata nitakaa tu hivyo, sitaki hata kusuburiwa na mtu. You know, those words they build. But I would want to talk to the society and tell them that it's always good to know how, where this person has gone through. There are those maybe who had very nasty experiences. Probably somebody loved them and let alone left them. And they felt like if life is like this, because maybe this one was promising heaven on earth, many good things and doing good things, and then just left them. They may feel like everybody is like them, you see? And they may give up. So it's always good to know and encourage them. Pray for them, before you accuse them. Unasema, fulani kwani hajapata mtu, kwani yako na shida gani? Those kind of things. Let's not accuse them before we know what they have gone through, and then encourage them. Because that one who feels like everybody is like that may even give up, and not even maybe when another one comes along, you may feel like it's like the one who left you. So it's always good to encourage them that probably that was not in the plan of God. Be on the lookout. Don't think that everybody is like them, and God can bless you. And it's even better to have a broken relationship than a broken marriage. So don't encourage yourself that things will get better, even if somebody might have left you. The others who may not have had somebody, even to propose to them. So it's also good to put yourself in a way that even people can know that you are interested. Because if you post like you are not even interested, you don't need anybody, then that may happen. Because even if maybe your age, you could be older, it's always good to know there is also somebody else out there who could be even of your age. You may have even gone, for example, women, you may feel like you have gone beyond the menopause. There are men who are living, maybe like they may have been left by their spouses, and they are really looking for somebody who will not bring in children. Yes. Probably they have children. The others who feel like maybe I have 2-3 children, maybe they are boys, who will ever marry me with their boys. There is somebody who is really looking for those boys, for a woman with the boys. Maybe they were married and they had only girls. So there is always somebody out there. Yes. It's always telling God what you want. I like to some who feel like now I'm beyond age. I need somebody with children. I want to go and take care of those children. And I really love them. And God provides for them. The others who feel like I don't need a man, I may need a child. There are many orphans out there. Yes. They need a mother to take care of them. They need maybe a father to take care of them. You can also get them and feel fulfilled that you are taking care of somebody. So there is hope. Yes. There is hope for every other person. Yes.
And out there, there's of course, when we talk about marriage, everyone feels like a marriage should be fruitful. And there's that woman or man out there that is in that marriage.
Yes.
It is a happy marriage. They're happy in their marriage. They're comfortable with each other.
Yeah.
But they do not have a child.
Yes.
The fruit of that marriage.
Yes.
So, and it's been years. And they've, maybe the relatives are now on their neck.
Yeah.
Society is on their neck. Church is on their neck. Encourage that person.
Yes, actually, when people get married, they expect to have the fruits. But it's good to understand that, a child is a gift from God. There are those who feel like it's out of their effort.
Yes.
Watoto ni unajitafutia.
Yes.
No, that is not the case. It's God who gives. It's God who gives the children, and it's a gift. And when it comes to a gift is given to a person. Whoever is giving the gift gives to a person that they want to give.
Yes, and whoever is receiving has no right to choose.
Yes, because there are those that are really undermined, and I want to talk to the community that it's really, really bad to undermine a person because they don't have a child. It's good to understand what they are going through. Because when you have gone through maybe 7 years in marriage, you don't have a child, it's really, really, really painful. Yeah? Don't even question them. Help them. Understand. Is it a medical problem? The good thing is that these days, there is a advancement in the medical areas whereby, somebody may have maybe a problem, probably you cannot conceive. There are those ways they are getting the sperms and the eggs, and they put them in your womb and you get a child. So it's not good just to give up. The only challenge could be maybe the cost. They are so high. Then there is also the time of waiting for God. There are those who have waited and they have seen the hand of God.
But we don't want to wait.
Yes, some people don't want to wait. Even in the first year, nasikia watu wameanza kuongea, hajipati mtoto, nini, kuna shida, nini. And also, it's also very, very good. I want to talk to these young people. Please, don't affect your body. There are those things they are using. You want to go see a boyfriend, unaenda kwa madawa, you don't even... So, it is very, very important for these young people also to take care of themselves. When they get married and they rock a child, wanasema, mi hata sina shida, nini. But, and these days, nimesikia hata mayai watu wanauza. The young people are selling their eggs so that they can be used by other people. So when you need that child, you don't get the child. So, it's also good to know. And those are some questions that one needed to ask before people get married. What have you been doing? Yeah. Or even when they are getting into marriage, what methods of family planning are you using? Some are getting those injections so that even when they get married, so that they don't get a child very fast. And they end up waiting for so long. And they know that they used those family planning.
Could it be also that maybe the lack of a child is probably a test of your patience or how long you can wait for God, or if you love God enough to stick there and to believe, like Job, he was tested, and his things and his body and all the, could it be like God is trying to, because I read in the Bible that it is God who closed the womb of Sarah.
Yes.
And also the womb of Isaac's wife,
Rebecca, yes.
Could it be that God probably is testing their patience or their waiting?
I would say that could be one reason. Because it has happened in the Word of God. And we learn from the Word.
I did not use family planning. I went through the right courtship. I went through godly courtship. And I am married in the church. And I do not have a child.
Yeah, it could be testing the patience. And also, that is the Word of God. He can close the womb, but for a purpose. You see, if you look at those two, or the incidences that we see, even the case of Hannah, Even the case of the mother to Gideon. You know, all those, they had stayed for long. Even the mother to John the Baptist. But you see, God was preparing something very special in them. Yeah? So that when when he gave them a child, it was not just an ordinary child. It was a very special child that would be very different from the others. God could do that. But if, for sure, you know yourself, you know you are right, you have never involved yourselves in those things like abortion that can affect you. You know, there are some who get married, yet maybe they involved in themselves in those things, even they don't have a uterus. See, there are those who are like that. And it is always good also to go through the testing. You know, even as you prepare for the wedding, that courtship, it's always good to have that test. Are you okay? But how many would want to go? How many young people would go for that? Yeah? You know, these days, like in our church, we don't join people before they go for the test, the HIV test. But you see now, it's like now the HIV is being undermined by the COVID and these many other diseases. But it's very, very important. Not only that, look at even other tests. Like for me, I recommend other tests, like rhesus factor, which people don't think is a problem. And when you get into the family, you are getting children, you are miscarrying and all that, because of just a simple thing that can be treated. So people can even be tested whether they are okay, the fertility. But not many will do that.
So viewer, you've heard that you might be in that situation for different reasons.
Yes.
Maybe God is testing your patience. Maybe God is testing of how long you can wait upon him and trust him regardless of you having that child or not having it. So be patient, know yourself, believe in God, trust in God, and know that the bigger the battle, the bigger the blessing.
Exactly.
So God is waiting and is looking at you and thinking, you don't know what I have in store for you. So patiently wait upon the Lord. He's going to come. Whether it takes 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 years, he's surely going to come through for you. Thank you so much for that insight. Before we finish the show, before we conclude, I would wish to, I know probably most of you want to know, how do I get in touch with Reverend Joyce? So I want her to give you her details where you can reach her, so that you can reach out to her if you have questions or you want to invite her in your church, in your shows, whichever way. Karibu.
My viewer, my name is Reverend Joyce Jerry Munyeri. You can easily find me at Kahawa Wedani. That is where my office is. Kahawa Wedani at the GOA, Glory Outreach Assembly offices, near Kwangede stage. And you can always call me at 0720-349-171. As I said, I am a counselor. I help those people who have different needs. I also help those who are preparing to get married. Come along and we'll be able to have premarital sessions with you, and we will learn a lot about marriage before you get into it. You could be there, you have a marriage problem, you can always reach me through that number, 0720-349-171, and we can help one another through the issues you could be going through. Again, I also speak to people in different places, schools, seminars in different churches. You can as well get me if you would want me to come and speak to your people in your church. And God will bless you. Thank you.
I want to take this opportunity to thank all our sponsors, High Step TV, High Step Media. Thank you so much. And to Kibalis for dressing me. Asante sana. We thank God for you. God bless you so much. And as we look forward to the next show, may God bless you. Keep safe. Keep yourself safe. Wear your mask all the time. Sanitize your hand. Corona is real and we don't want to to lose you. We value you, we love you, and God loves you so much. You have a bright future ahead of you, and we are waiting to see your grandchildren, and they're going to impact this society. Thank you so much for being part of this show and for being so supportive. Remember to subscribe on this channel, click on that notification bell so that you get notified anytime we upload new content. Also send your queries and send your questions through my social media handles, which are Helen_Kibali on Instagram, Helen Kibali on YouTube, and Helen Kibali on Facebook. We value your feedback. We are going to answer all those questions in our next videos, and I believe that we are going to learn together. As you know, the Bond Show is where we learn together, and we learn on things: dating, courtship, marriage, parenting, and being single by choice. Asante sana. See you next time. Ciao. God bless you.
Thank you.
This is High Step Media Production.
Je, wewe ni msanii na ungependa kuchukua hatua kabambe katika kuboresha usanii wako? Je, wewe ni msanii mpya usiyejua utaanza vipi katika kufanikisha usanii wako? Je, wahitaji kufanyiwa video za harusi, matukio, dokumentari, au pia kutengenezewa filamu na kupigwa picha? High Step Media ina majibu kwa masuala haya yote kwa bei rahisi. Tutembelee pale Homeland au wasiliana nasi kwa njia ya simu kupitia nambari 0706299166. Karibu.
Kazi yao wanafanya ni kazi nzuri sana. Nimefurahia sana kazi ambao wanafanya.
Come High Step Media Production. You never know, you can be a star of tomorrow.
Step Media kwanza wana